Testing, testing, un, deux, trois. What is going on, my reefing fam? March here. This is Fragbox TV, and this is the new scape on our display tank here in the store. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to Fragbox TV and you don't know what that is, the lights are off right now because I'm about to shoot, but this is a kind of like a vlog, kind of like a store here in Toronto where we follow the never-ending and changing nonsense that goes on in our shop. Anyways, this is it. This is what it's going to look like. How do we feel? Comment below. No longer 2 islands. So usually when I'm adding new corals to the tank, I go ahead, I add them, and then I give you guys, if you're lucky, an update maybe once a month. This time, hey, what are you doing? You better be cleaning algae. I'm watching you. So are maybe 10,000 other people. Sorry, sidetrack of the day. What was I saying? I'll do an update maybe after a month or so. I want to include our reefing fam out there a little bit more. So before I go and add a coral or glue it or place it, what I'd like to do is, check this out. What? He has a tripod. Doesn't have to be shaky all the time. I think it adds to some of the appeal. That's just how our channel is. It's like home movie like. But I want to include you guys a little bit more, and I want to show you and walk you through my thought process as to why I'm adding a coral and why I'm putting it in a certain place, because then that way we can learn about coral placement, and you can also learn about how my crazy mind works. So far what I've done with this tank, other than the rock, again, comment below if you like it. Frig, the Aptasia is still here. I have to go through with some Aptasia X and get rid of it. I've also added like 10 peppermint shrimp the other day. So let's see, actually, you know what? I'm not gonna Aptasia X. Let's give them a shot to do their job. One there I'm seeing right off the bat. So I've done a little acan garden because I love acans. Acans have always been, it's a nostalgic coral for me. I've always kept them in just about every display tank I've ever kept. And you can group them together like this in a nice little garden. So I have some orange, and I know this isn't like the craziest color. It's kind of brown. It's browny purple with some orange stripes. It's different. So I'm not looking for, you know, always the most striking or colorful corals, but I like weird and different. And that one definitely qualifies for those 2 characteristics. And then I have this one, and these are really healthy. You see how puffy they are? Really good sign. And then I have one green one. So I've picked ones that I like the color, and also that I like the shape. Man, look at this pink one. He's just jumping out. So that's done. That's going to be our little acan section here across the front. Here, I'm a little bit undecided. I know I'm going to want to do some euphilia, so I'm thinking hammer or torch, either here or here. Still undecided. Maybe you can comment and let me know, kind of along this section. I'm in love with this Favia. We grew it from a little frag. That's what you're supposed to eat. Good. Nice job. Eat the algae. So it's a Ultron Favia. Actually, Dylan grew it out. It used to be in his display tank. We used to have a 20-gallon Innovative Marine Fusion 20 here in the shop, and he grew it from frag to this over the course of, I want to say, maybe 3 years. It did take quite a long time. I have this Gorgonian here on the floor. This is a photosynthetic Gorgonian. I love adding these to just about every tank because for me, it really makes it feel like the reef, like it looks way more natural and reef-like when you have these cool Gorgonian structures sticking out. I have one over here. Let me show you quickly. In this tank, he's so big, he's just falling over it there on the left. I'll give you a better view of it. Check out the polyps. It's such a beautiful coral. So Gorgonian, typically, I find hard to keep, with the exception of these photosynthetic varieties from the Caribbean. Super duper easy. This guy must have tripled in size since we added him, and I think we have one other one over here, yeah, in the back. Not the craziest, not the most striking colors like, you know, some of the blueberry Gorgonians that are just awesome, but really easy to keep, and again, they add lots of nice height to the Finally, Duncan. For me, that's a classic. I absolutely love Duncan, one of my favorite LPS corals of all time. I think I'm just drawn to corals that are easy to grow. So, you know, I start from a frag. This one started from just a couple heads, and same with this one over here. I think when I'm able to grow them, it gives me confidence as a reefer, and it just makes me happy. Kind of like stuff in my garden. You know, at home, I can, for some reason, I grow zucchini like it's nobody's business. I should get out of this business and open a freaking zucchini farm, because I'm telling you, I can grow like 3-4 foot zucchini. So then naturally every year I'm growing zucchinis. Okay, that's the second sidetrack of the day. So this is like my zucchini of the reef tank. It grows really well, and I love the polyps. I love how it waves in the current. It kind of looks like a euphilia. You know, if you're not sure what you're looking for, you might confuse it with a green anemone or a torch coral, but it's not. It has none of that sting. It's super, super easy to grow, and also really resilient. Like if you were to take a Duncan coral and slice this puppy right down the middle of the head. Now, I'm not going to do that. Maybe I should and show you guys, but you see this here? If I cut them like right down the middle, right down the mouth, this thing will regrow like with superpowers back into 2 pieces. It is the easiest coral to frag if you have the right tools. You could do it with the Dremel. It does have a hard skeleton. So enough about Duncan. That's why I love it. You better stop. I don't know what you're eating on it because I don't see any algae. So unless you want to get sold. Oh, I forgot one coral. Here, pagoda. We have this pagoda cup coral. Again, unusual. It's just green, but it's kind of like a plate coral meets. Oh, that's why I like it. Introspection. There we go. I know why. I like plate corals because they plate and they're super cool. And you see the tentacles? It kind of looks like a what? Da-ding! Like a Duncan. It's like a plate coral meets a Duncan. I never really thought about why I liked it. Again, easy to keep. That's probably another reason. And it's got a cool green color, and it's not really common. It's a uncommon species. I only see them, or nice ones, coming out of Australia. I know I got one other one actually in here. It's been on the site for a while. I'm surprised no one grabbed it. You know what? I might just keep it. Look at this. It's different. He's kind of got like little polyps. I'm tempted. Actually, I'm always tempted. It's very hard to be here, work here, own this business, and then have virtually, I'm just gonna say basically unlimited access to any coral shape, size, species, color you could ever imagine, and then not keep them all. It's tricky. It takes restraint, and it's one of my only abilities. I'm not even that good at it. I keep so many pieces. There's a whole basement of stuff that I'm keeping. Okay, finally, I'm gonna get into the gluing in a second, I promise. Also, Tia hates my chromis. Everyone in the store hates my chromis. They're always shitting on my chromis. I love the chromis. Look at these chromis. The goldfish of the sea. Aren't they nice? And they school together, and they're friendly, and people always say, oh, they're all gonna kill each other. Well, these guys have been here for a couple of years together. I find there's one usual dominant one, and it's him. This chunky monkey over here, and he keeps the rest of them in check. If you do 2 or 3, maybe, but if you do a school like this, they're not going to kill each other. So that is myth debunked. There you go. You're welcome. Acropora tortuosa that I glued down the other day from my friend Mike 007. I actually don't know why his handle was 007 online, but this piece came from him, and it's like a blue sort of green tortuosa. So I'm pretty happy with the placement there. It could have gone higher, but he was telling me it doesn't need to go higher. So I took his advice and 30 years of experience, and now I'm going to begin to glue down, and I will talk to you about why I'm putting stuff where I'm putting it. And let's use, wow, we're in the 20th century. Look at this, guys. The shakiness is over for at least 4 to 7 minutes. Enjoy it. It's not going to last. Okay, I'm just going to set that up. And I'm gonna go with some, I think I'm gonna use some SeaTac, this new product. Audio check, 1, 2, yeah. Okay, SeaTac, check this out. Hello. Oh, actually, I will be at Reefapalooza. Look for this face in Orlando. So, this is SeaTac, new product. It's sort of like a glue, sort of like an epoxy. I like the name, and we're gonna use it right now on the Gorgonian. So these guys like flow. They like the current, and it's going to be stronger towards this side of the tank. So I'm thinking they can handle some light. I'm thinking maybe right there. Maybe we can SeaTac it, or maybe right there. So sometimes when I'm gluing stuff, I'll have an idea of where I want to put it, and then I'll try and find a spot in the rock that just fits nicely, where it's almost like it was asking to go there. So let's try this stuff out again. I tried it the other day, and oh wow, the top has been crap. Maybe I didn't seal it properly. Okay, looks like I SeaTac'd the thing shut. I'm gonna go back to my traditional super glue here, usually using BRS. I have some Ecotech glue. I'm pretty sure they're one and the same, also because BRS bought Ecotech, or at least the parent company Aperture did. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can Google Aperture or Ecotech. They also own Neptune Systems and Aqualumination, and soon the entire world. Okay, so I like this spot here. I'll put like a nice glob of glue, and I do what I call a shimmy. So I kind of like shake it to try and break the glue up, get in the rocks, and then hold at the same time. And then you can kind of feel it stick, and that's it. That's going to be his forever home. For the Duncan, I kind of want it close here to these acans because one, it's not going to really hurt them. They're both non-aggressive corals. But two, you never find this color, or very rare at least. Maybe from Vietnam I've seen some blue, green, teal colors like this, but this is a very hard color to find in Duncan. I mean, rather in acan. So I think it would contrast really nicely sort of against them. And the acans don't really mind the shade. See, I kind of messed up because I put this is teal and this is teal. So whenever I'm gluing stuff, whenever I'm adding coral, I want contrasting colors. I don't want green next to green. I want green next to pink or next to red. Maybe I should start with this one instead. So this is the cup coral, and I want to give him some room to grow. I don't know if he has a sting, so if you're asking, I'm answering. I don't actually know. I think this is a nice spot here, so it'll kind of come up and over. And if he shades out the acan, it's okay. These are low light corals, even par levels of 50. You're never really going to light starve an acan. It's probably one of the lowest par level, or like one of the corals that can really take for LPS, that can really thrive in low light conditions. I would say Favia is another one. I have Cyphastria growing in the basement in like basically the shade, getting almost no light, and the color is still awesome. So some corals really do not need as much as we think they need, and I really learned that lesson at a wholesaler in California called Route 66. And I could not believe some of the colors he was getting with such little light. I'm talking, he had 2 Radion G6s over an 8-foot by 4-foot coral bed tank, and his colors were just spectacular. And it kind of went against everything I thought I knew. But you know what? I'm not married to any of my ideas when it comes to reef keeping. I'm happy to change my mind at any time. You show me a better way of doing this, all aboard. I'm happy with that. I'm not super happy that it's like very similar color to the Tortusa, but I like the spot, and I'm using glue here, so as it grows, it's not 100% permanent. I'm not using an epoxy. Now I have this bigger Duncan, and I'm wondering, where should we stick him? I have one over on this side of the tank. So I do this thing when I like something, so I'll typically put 1, 2, or even 3 of the same coral. I know it's kind of boring, but I'll at least mix it up. So I'm thinking over here to put Duncan, and then later I'm thinking to do a nice Monty cap, because I haven't kept a nice scrolling species of Monty sort of in a while, or maybe up here. So like I said, again, I'm just looking for a spot in the rock. No, I want to leave this for acro. I want to do a little bit more SPS this time around, because we have one tank here in the store dedicated to leathers. Tia's tank is a nice mix of softies. She's got zoas and mushrooms. She also has acans, blastos, and gonipora, but we're not really showing off anywhere. Oh, we have the little pico next to my left here. Again, all soft coral. We're not really showing off hard coral anywhere in the store, so I kind of want to give this space here to large staghorn sort of colonies. Over here, no. I think I keep coming back to this spot right here, and I like it because I'm getting lots of flow from here. If you're wondering, I'm using Nero 5s from Aqua Illumination, which give me no problems. Nero 3s, first gen, kind of a little bit problematic. Nero 5s, very few warranties, very few issues, and Hydra 32 HDs for lighting. So I'm thinking here, because when they go in the random mode, he's going to get all of that current he loves, and I like that spot. You know what? I'm happy. We're going to see if he's happy. He's going to be happy anyways, because Duncan is such an adaptable coral. It's so forgiving. It's good for new hobbyists. Look for Duncan at a coral retailer near you. Specifically, buy it here. No, because you're probably watching from the beautiful United States of America or from the UK, because 10% of our people that are watching are from the United Kingdom. So what up, my reefing fam out there? I'm actually planning a Euro trip this coming September. So if anyone wants to meet up at Paul's place at Advanced Aquarium Consultancy, I'm planning a September Euro trip, and hopefully going to go to Poland and check out Severin, the owner of Aquaforest. I would like to check out the factory there and learn a little bit more of how the manufacturing works. I'm not in love with that placement. I'm in love with that one though. That looks good, kind of on an angle. Yeah, that looks funky. I hope you guys can see that. Okay, so that's good. We got our 2 Duncans glued down, and we have our gourd. They're going to look closed and pissy. Oh, also, I forgot the pagoda. They're going to look a little bit closed and upset for a little while just because they don't like being handled or touched. But I do expect them all to be open mañana. For those of you who don't speak Spanish, that means tomorrow, which will be Wednesday. Oh, like I said, I'm coming to Reefapalooza Orlando. It would be nice to meet some of you in person. And I think that's it for this video. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. I'll do more. If you don't like it, keep your comments to yourself. No, I mean, give me a thumbs down, and then I'll do other things that are more entertaining than gluing corals down. What a strange hobby we are all in. That's it, guys. Hit the subscribe. That's what happens when you talk for 6 minutes straight. Hit the subscribe button if you like the content. If you want to learn more about keeping reef tanks and all this fun stuff. And we will see you guys back here on the next episode of Fragbox TV. Oh man, this tripod's cool. Look how I can... Okay, bye.